It's Friday, and it's time for our Agile Not So Agile episode of the Daily Stand Up Podcast. And I thought I'd do something interesting today. I want to talk about ways of learning. And I think that this is a topic that's underserved in our communities. What I mean by this is recently, so I had the experience of engaging with a group of young college students. And during that engagement, we asked a simple question about how they learn things. And of course, we got all the answers that we expected to get. We do research papers, we go and find out topics, we do interviews, we find people who are engaged in whatever we're trying to research. And I get it, and that's great. But I think there was something sorely overlooked, and I kind of unlocked it. And I thought it was very interesting, so I want to share it with you. The one thing that I found it was really interesting was when I got away from school related things and I said, have you ever had to repair a pipe in your home? Have you ever had to fix a broken a hole in sheetrock? Just simple things. I asked, and of course, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, I've had to do this." And I was like, "Well, did you know how to do it?" Well, no, I just went to YouTube. Let's stop right there. One of the things that I've found is that a lot of people will turn to video, whether it's a video podcast or whether it's a YouTube video, to learn how to do things. Gone are the days where, not one person I asked said, "Oh, well, I immediately hopped in my car and drove to the library and found a set of encyclopedias and did extensive research on that." Nobody said, "I went and looked for a school that offered a training on this and went and signed up for a certification on it." Nobody had those answers. So I think where I'm going with this, which is rather interesting, is people are in a different learning zone. In the world as we know it, one thing that has not changed as far as I can remember, is within the Department of Education in the United States, how kids are taught. Brick and mortar schools all day long. And I often use the comparison of what students learn there versus what they can learn in a homeschool environment in the same 2 hours, right? So in 2 hours, you could have a full day's worth of work accomplished, or 2 to 3 hours. You could have a full day's worth of work accomplished in a homeschool environment, where at a brick and mortar school, it takes all day and the kids still walk away with less knowledge than they would have in a 2 or 3 hour environment where they have different immersive techniques of learning. So my question for you is, what are some of the most powerful and popular ways to learn how to do something? I would argue number one, right out of the gate, is apprenticeship. If there's any way you can stand next to someone who's doing it, ask questions, observe, and then practice yourself with them watching you. That, of course, is the absolute number one, most favored way to learn. And it's the way that you walk away with the best knowledge and the most knowledge right out of the gate. Number two, if you're looking to learn something, guess what? I'm with the college students. Go to YouTube or any other reputable site that has videos on that topic. What I can tell you is I've learned everything from how to install a water heater to how to put down laminate flooring to how to, rebuild a closet. I mean, I've learned how to do some pretty incredible things, how to do repairs on large gas engines. The point I'm trying to make is YouTube has a video for just about everything, and not just specifically that format, but whatever format you go to, right? Learn how to do it. I'll share another one that's fun. My daughter, who's 16, a lot of times if she wants to learn a new dance, or she wants to learn how to do a dance, or she wants to learn what's trending, she can learn those things on TikTok, on Instagram, on other channels. But still, once again, it's videos or shorts. So what I'm trying to say is I think that mode of learning where we watch and do and hear brief explanation has grown significantly, even better than it has in the past. And I want to be careful. In no way am I saying a brick and mortar teacher's not relevant. What I'm saying is teachers need to change the way that they teach in order for the students to have the best learning experience. Here comes number three. Number three is audible learning. A lot of times people, shameless plug, listen to a podcast, right? Or they listen to a book on tape, or they listen to, listen to me, I sound like I'm about 100 years old. They listen to Audible. They listen to a book that way so that they can learn a topic or have fun or have an enjoyable time without having to go through the task of actually reading physically. Now, for many, reading physically is an enjoyable thing. I get it. For me personally, not so much. I'll listen to a book all day long, but I feel like reading it is arduous. And I do read, but I would much rather listen to something if I could. especially if the voice is a voice that I appreciate, right? So, where am I going with this? I think that whether you're looking at an infant who learns by repetition and by listening and repeating words back, or whether you're talking about an elementary school student who learns by observing peers, observing behaviors, and replicating those behaviors, or whether you're talking about a homeschool student who spends 2 to 3 hours a day optimized with intense, various forms of learning, whether you're trying to learn the latest dance trend on TikTok, never mind, or whether you're whether you're a college student trying to learn how to do something, or a homeowner learning how to do a repair. We all have new ways of learning, and I think it's high time that we actually let Pandora's box open and let people be more creative in the ways that they teach. Because I think if we can become more creative in the ways that we teach, students can definitely become more creative in the ways they learn. That's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, learn more at AgileDad.com. We'd love to hear from you. And until next week, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next week, do take care.